Hello and welcome to WCBN FM Ann Arbor's broadcast of Michigan softball. Today, the Michigan Wolverines take on the Western Michigan Broncos. The Wolverines head into this one on a 5-game winning streak, most recently coming off of a weekend sweep of their rivals, the Ohio State Buckeyes, in which the Wolverines outscored the Buckeyes by a grand total of 46-2. Coming into this one on the bump for the Wolverines is Haley Wagner, sporting an 11-2 record coming into the game, a 1.88 ERA. She had a 4-inning outing this weekend against Ohio State in which she picked up a win. Wagner with 57 strikeouts and 13 walks and 78 innings pitched on the season. Your lineup for the Western Michigan Broncos, batting first and playing left field is Ivy Schaff. Batting second and catching is Taylor Sinicki. Batting third and playing center field is Jenny Roan. Batting fourth and playing second base is Melissa Palmer. Batting fifth and at third base is Kelsey Sichaki. Batting sixth, the designated player is Haley Tebow. Batting seventh, the pitcher Aaron Binkowski. Batting eighth and playing right field is Jordan Crown. Batting ninth and playing shortstop is Sabrina Gamboa. And the first baseman for Western Michigan being hit for is Marley Wilson. So we are about ready here on this nippy Wednesday afternoon. The sun has come out from behind the clouds, and it is beautiful. The wind blowing out pretty hard toward right center field. Wagner on the mound, ready to throw the first pitch to Ivy Schaff. Schaff hits a two-hopper right at Ramirez at short. Ramirez fields, tosses across the diamond to Tara Blanco, and just like that, one pitch, one out, and we are underway here at Alumni Field. Schaff opting to be aggressive there at the plate. And if it goes like that for Wagner all day, then things are going to be pretty easy for the Wolverines against the 6-13 Broncos. Up now is Taylor Sinicki. First pitch from Wagner is in there for a strike on the outside corner. Sinicki opting to gauge what Wagner is offering so far before lifting the bat off of her shoulder. Outfield shaded at about normal depth. Sinicki standing up in the batter's box. Wagner's 0-1 pitch is fouled high and off the roof of the press box, out of play. So Wagner quickly ahead with an 0-2 count on Sinicki. Wagner is coming with the heat so far in this outing. Wouldn't be surprised to see her go off speed. The 0-2 pitch, high and outside. Sinicki lets it go by, so the count is now 1-2 on the senior, Taylor Sinicki. Sinicki hitting .205 on the season for the Western Michigan Broncos. The 1-2 pitch from Wagner. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. She got her on strikes. Haley Wagner setting the tone early, recording 2 outs with ease. And now up to the plate steps Jenny Roan, the left-handed senior, hitting .364 on the season for Western Michigan. Wagner looks in, gets the sign. First pitch of the at-bat, check swing, and the home plate umpire, Andy Trent, rules that she went around. So strike one on Jenny Roan. Your umpires today at home plate is Andy Trent, the first base ump, Brian Smith, and at third base, Brian Haraberta. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul back off of the screen. So Wagner again getting ahead in the count, this time on Jenny Roan. With an 0-2 count, she'll have plenty of room to work with no one on base. It's a low-pressure situation here for Haley Wagner. The lefty looks into her catcher, Aiden Falk. And time is called. Roan stepping out of the box, getting her bearings, taking some practice swings, tapping her cleats, getting ready to step back in against Wagner. Wagner readies. Gets a signal. The windup. The 0-2 pitch is grounded softly to Romero at second base. She fields it on 2 hops, tosses it over to first. And a 1-2-3 inning just like that for the Wolverines. Haley Wagner asserts her control out there on the mound. And now the Wolverines will have a chance to get on the scoreboard here against the Western Michigan Broncos. Your lineups today for the Wolverines: hitting first and playing second base is the star, the girl everybody around the softball nation is talking about, Sierra Romero, hitting .522 on the year with a .699 on base percentage. Following her will be Kelly Christner playing left field. Hitting third will be Sierra Lawrence playing center field. Fourth in the batting order is Tara Blanco at first base. Fifth in the order is Kelsey Susala. She's playing right field. Batting sixth will be Aiden Falk, the catcher. Batting seventh will be Amanda Vargas, the designated player. She will be hitting for Haley Wagner. Number 8 in the order is Taylor Swearingen at third base. And number 9 is Abby Ramirez, the shortstop. On the hill for Western Michigan is the right-handed pitcher, Aaron Binkowski. Binkowski sporting a 3.94 ERA on the year. A win-loss record of 3-5. In her last appearance was against Towson in Florida. Western Michigan is actually on a 10-day hiatus coming into this game. She was roughed up, giving up 5 runs in 2 2/3 innings. Looking to rebound from that performance, but this might not be the lineup to do it against. Romero steps up to the plate, and even though she's leading off the inning, it's the type of hitter that you might want to intentionally walk. First pitch is low and away for ball 1. Sierra Romero lets it go by. Crowd is pretty solid in attendance today, especially for a weekday afternoon. Binkowski winds, delivers. Romero chops it foul down the left field line. It was a low pitch out of the zone. Binkowski trying to bait her into swinging at a pitcher's pitch, and Romero did oblige, but managed to keep the at-bat alive. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sierra Romero. Romero, 522 hitter on the year, 13 home runs and 40 RBI. Binkowski readies the 1-1 pitch, high and out of the strike zone. Ball 2. Binkowski's first baseman, Marley Wilson, going in for a bit of a chat before the 2-1 pitch. Binkowski readies the 1-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball past the third baseman. Kelsey Sichaki had that one. It looked like a pretty routine play, but it took a tough hop on her, ricocheted off her glove up and into left field. So Romero leads off, getting on base for the Wolverines. That one probably going to be ruled an error. It was a play that Sichaki should have made over at third base, but nonetheless, the Wolverines will take it, getting the leadoff player on base. And now up to bat is Kelly Christner. Binkowski readies, looks in, delivers. Strike called on the outside corner. Christner behind in the count, 0-1. Romero, a bit of a threat to steal on first base. She is second on the team in stolen bases, succeeding in all 11 of her attempts this year. The 0-1 pitch, Christner, an awkward half cut, swing and a miss, strike 2. That one looked like it was on the outer edge, and Christner maybe doubted that she wanted to offer at it in the first place, but by the time she went around, it was too late. So 0-2, Christner will have to protect the plate. The 0-2 pitch from Binkowski, off speed, inside, off the plate. Good eye there by Christner not to swing and miss and record the first out for the Wolverines. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kelly Christner. Binkowski winds, delivered. Soft chopper to the right side, fielded by the second baseman. They'll throw over to first and get Christner. Romero moves over to second on the play. That was Melissa Palmer, the second baseman for the Broncos, fielding the soft chopper to her left and making the routine play, throwing over to Marley Wilson at first base. So with Romero on second base and 1 out, Sierra Lawrence steps up to the plate for the Wolverines. Lawrence hitting .392 on the season with 7 home runs and 31 RBI. Last time we saw her here against Bowling Green, she was hitting leadoff, now in the 3 spot. Binkowski's first pitch is low in the dirt. Lawrence lets it go by for ball 1. Romero getting a pretty big secondary lead down at second base. Outfield shaded somewhat deep on Lawrence. Infield at normal depth. Binkowski readies. The 1-0 pitch, swinging a foul off the end of the bat to the right side, in the vicinity of Tara Blanco in the batter's circle. So the count is evened to 1-1 on Sierra Lawrence. Binkowski working quick, looks in, gets the sign, delivers the 1-1 pitch. Lawrence swings in a fly ball, shallow center field, and it'll be caught out there by Jenny Roan. Roan fields, throws in ball not deep enough to advance Romero to third base. So after Romero led off getting on base via error. The Wolverines have recorded 2 quick outs, and up to the plate now steps Tara Blanco, the first baseman. Tara Blanco hitting .287 on the year with 3 home runs and 29 RBI. Just needs to put it somewhere in the outfield, on the ground preferably, to score Sierra Romero here. The first pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Good location there by Aaron Binkowski. 0-1 count on Tara Blanco. The 0-1 pitch comes in high out of the strike zone, ball 1. Romero again getting a bit of a secondary lead down there at second base, but I doubt that she is a threat to steal third base. Wouldn't make much sense in this situation. The 1-1 pitch from Binkowski. Low in the dirt, almost got by the catcher. Good block there by Taylor Sinicki behind the plate for the Western Michigan Broncos. So the count moves to 2-1 on Tara Blanco, standing in the middle of the right-handed batter's box. Binkowski looks in, delivers, swinging a foul ball off the top of the screen in front of the press box here. So the count evened up at 2-2 with 2 strikes. Blanco going to have to protect the plate a little bit. Try to poke one in between the holes in the infield and score Romero from second base. Blanco steps back into the batter's box. Binkowski readies. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. She got her on strikes. So after letting the leadoff batter on in Romero, Binkowski works her way out of a bit of a jam. And we head into the second inning in a scoreless tie. Western Michigan 0 and the Michigan Wolverines also with 0. Wagner will be back on the mound for the Michigan Wolverines. She had a pretty routine time of it in the first inning. Crowd still starting to fill out a bit here at Alumni Field. It is indeed a beautiful day for baseball. We even have 3 fans out in the bleachers in right field, and if previous games are any indication, they are pretty likely to get a souvenir at some point. The Wolverines, everybody in this lineup except for the light-hitting Abby Ramirez have found the stands at least 3 times this year. Just a reminder that this broadcast is brought to you by the Daily Sports Report. Listen to us talk about softball, baseball, hockey, and everything else Michigan sports, as well as everything else in the sports world. You can hear us at WCBN Monday through Thursday from 6 to 6:30 p.m. on 88.3 FM Ann Arbor, or you can listen to us at WCBN.org. We're about ready to start the second inning. The lefty Haley Wagner steps back to the mound to face the junior Melissa Palmer, the left-handed hitter, in the 4 spot for the Western Michigan Broncos. Wagner readies, delivers. First pitch of the at-bat, a strike on the outside corner. Wagner coming in there with the heat. Palmer letting it go by. Good location there by Haley Wagner. Wagner doing a great job of getting out ahead in the count so far in today's game. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul off the top of the screen on the left side. Wagner ahead 0-2 that pitch. High and a bit off the plate outside maybe, but with Palmer already behind the count, she had to chase it. Good location there again by Haley Wagner, who is going to get a chance to go for a strikeout here at 0-2. She readies, delivers. Fastball high and off the plate outside. Palmer lets that go by, so 1 ball and 2 strikes on Melissa Palmer. Errant throw back to the pitcher, Wagner, but now she collects, delivers the 1-2 pitch. Off speed, grounded toward first. Good play by Blanco to field it on the shortstop. Take 2 steps over and step on the bag for the first out of the inning. Wagner has faced the minimum here through 1 1/3 innings, and now up to the plate steps Kelsey Sichaki, the sophomore, wearing number 21 and playing third base for the Broncos. The righty Sichaki in the batter's box. First pitch is a fastball fouled off of Sichaki's foot, and she is wearing a pad on her left ankle, her front foot, to prevent those very kinds of foul balls from doing any damage to her. Sachaki with a bit of a closed stance, her front foot turned way inward, standing tall in the box. Wagner's 0-1 pitch, a fastball, strike on the outside corner at the knees. Good call there by Andy Trenton. That's a pitch that Sachaki really, there's not much she could do with it there. Wagner again ahead in the count, 0-2. Wagner readies, delivers, fastball outside and low. Sachaki let that one go by. Wagner missed her spot by a little bit there. So the count moves to 1-2 on the sophomore, number 21, Kelsey Sachaki. Outfield shaded, normal depth. The 1-2 pitch comes in. Fastball fouled high over the screen and out of play. It bounces around in these bleachers in front of us, and some lucky fans may go home with a souvenir. So Sachaki keeps the at-bat alive. Wagner tried to climb the ladder there, but Sachaki climbed right with her. And no, it seems as though the fans are not getting a souvenir from that one. High fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Kelsey Sachaki goes down on strikes. Haley Wagner off to another good start here in this inning. Climbed the ladder again after climbing the ladder on the previous pitch this time. Wagner added a couple inches to that, and Sachaki could not climb with her. So now up to the plate steps freshman Haley Tebow. Wagner's first pitch maybe missed a bit high and outside for ball 1. Tebow, the freshman, number 19, batting from the right side. Hitting for the first baseman, Marley Wilson. Wagner readies, delivers the 1-0 pitch. And it plunked her on the elbow, so Haley Tebow with 2 outs will head on down with a free pass to first base. The first base runner the Western Michigan Broncos have seen. Tebow perhaps crowding the plate a little bit and took that one, a fastball right off the elbow. Looks like the umpires are conferring, deciding whether that hit her elbow or whether that hit the handle of the bat. Wagner fielded the ball and threw to first as though it was a ball that was in play and not a hit by pitch. So we shall see what the results of this umpire conference is. But to me, it looked like she was standing in the box, made a reasonable attempt to get out of the way, and got hit on the elbow. So barring any changes in judgment, up to bat now for the Western Michigan Broncos is the pitcher, Aaron Binkowski, the sophomore, looking to help out her own cause. And they're ruling that Binkowski should be sent back to the plate. Not really sure what exactly the issue is. Maybe she didn't make her best effort to avoid the pitch. So I stand corrected. Tebow steps back into the box, and I think they're going to rule it a strike. Perhaps it was a foul ball off the handle of the bat of Tebow. So Tebow heads back from first base, back down into the dugout, grabs a bat, and will step back into the box against Haley Wagner. The umpire, home plate umpire, talking to the Western Michigan coach, trying to argue that his judgment was in the right, I suppose. I, for the life of me, am not sure why exactly that call was reversed. But as it stands, Haley Wagner maintains her perfect record through 1 2/3 innings thus far, and Tebow steps back into the box with a 1-1 count. The umpire gets everybody ready to play, and we are back underway. Wagner delivers the 1-1 pitch. Just a bit high, maybe off the plate outside. That was a close pitch there from Wagner. Good eye from Tebow to let it sail by. So a 2-1 count now on the freshman. Wagner readies, delivers. Soft speed pitch called, strike on the outer edge. Wagner pulling a lot of velocity off of that one. Tebow off balance, had to let that one go by. Haley Tebow standing back, far back in the batter's box, about as far back as she can go. Wagner delivers the 2-2 pitch, called, strike 3 on the outside corner. So Wagner gets second life after Tebow sent back to the plate after what appeared to be a hit by pitch, and she makes good on it. Haley Wagner with another strikeout, and we are heading into the bottom half of the second inning, still in a scoreless tie. You are listening to WCBN FM Ann Arbor's coverage of Michigan softball, coming at you live from Alumni Field. The scheduled batters for the Wolverines now will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. The right fielder, Kelsey Susella, the catcher, Aiden Falk, and the right-handed designated player, Amanda Vargas, who is hitting for Haley Wagner. They will go out and face Binkowski again. Binkowski acquitted herself well after being let down by her third baseman, Sichaki, on the error on a Romero grounder, recording a couple of easy flyouts and groundouts before striking out Tara Blanco to end the inning. Looks like Binkowski is done with her warm-ups. The catcher, Taylor Sinicki, fires it across the diamond. And we are about ready to get back underway. Home plate umpire Andy Trent brushes off home plate. Wind appears to change direction slightly, now blowing out to dead center, maybe even left center field. Not a very powerful wind, but that American flag in center field still rippling in the breeze. Fans still continuing to seep in here at Alumni Field. Susella steps up to the plate against the lefty Susella facing the right-handed pitcher Binkowski. Binkowski readies. The first pitch of the second inning is an off-speed pitch, just a bit low. Looked like that one had the inside corner and might have been at the knees, but home plate umpire Andy Trent saw otherwise. So Susella ahead in the count, 1-0. Binkowski readies, delivers. That pitch high and off the plate outside. Susella lets it go by. So 2-0 quickly on Susella. Ahead in the count, she will be able to choose her pitch and try to drive it somewhere in a gap. Outfield shaded at normal depth. Binkowski delivers the 2-0 pitch. Just a bit outside and maybe a bit low. Susella lets it go by. 3 balls to start the inning from Erin Binkowski. She has walked 11 hitters in 48 innings pitched this season. Will Susella have the green light on 3-0? We shall see. Binkowski winds, delivers the 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, low and outside, and just like that on 4 straight. Oh, never mind. It was a called strike. I stand corrected. Didn't really see Andy Trent go up with the right hand there, but as it stands, a 3-1 count. Susella standing near the front of the batter's box, ready for the 3-1 pitch. It comes in there, a called strike on the outside corner at the knees. Good location as Binkowski attempts to fight back in this at-bat. Western Michigan shaded at normal depth. However, the shortstop, Sabrina Gamboa, is playing relatively deep, only a few steps off the grass. The payoff pitch from Binkowski, swing and a hot shot towards second base. Fumbled over there. The throw over to first is not in time. Melissa Palmer, the second baseman, tried to backhand it, and another tough hop just popped out of her glove, and she couldn't pick it up and fire it over to Marley Wilson in time. Susella beats out the throw to first base, and again, the Wolverines on base to start the inning thanks to some fielding miscues from the Broncos, and that will bring up the catcher, Aiden Falk, for the Wolverines. The lefty Falk standing in a crouched stance, middle of the batter's box. Binkowski's first pitch is a bit low, taken for ball 1 by Aiden Falk. So Falk quickly ahead in the count here. Outfield still shaded at normal depth. The 0-1 pitch is chopped towards second base. Palmer will tag out the runner, throw over to first, and that is a double play. So Binkowski works out of the jam in the span of 1 pitch. Falk chopped it over to Palmer at second base. Susella was running towards second because of the force out, but Palmer just reached over, tagged her, tossed it over to Marley Wilson at first. A heads-up play by Palmer there to make the quick double play. The Michigan threat is neutralized, and Amanda Vargas steps into the righty batter's box with 2 outs and no one on. The first pitch from Binkowski is a bit low and outside, ball 1 on Vargas. Vargas hitting .467 in 30 at-bats this year. The righty Vargas waits on the 1-0 pitch. Foul ball high and off the screen down the first baseline. That one was headed out of play. maybe even out of the stadium. So the count is even at 1-1 on Vargas. Vargas standing tall in the box, little toward the front. Binkowski readies the 1-1 pitch, swinging another foul ball back on the right side of the infield. That one over the screen and into the concession area, where the ball will probably be collected and returned to the game at some point. So Vargas behind in the count, 1-2. Binkowski delivers in the dirt, tried to get her with the off-speed pitch, but Vargas would not fish. That one bounced a couple feet in front of home plate. The count now even at 2-2. 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. 2s across the board. The 2-2 pitch from Binkowski outside for ball 3. Vargas wisely let that one go by. It was a little bit outside of the realm of protecting the plate. So now Vargas facing a 3-2 count with Taylor Swearingen waiting on deck. The payoff pitch, swinging a foul ball down the first base line. The first baseman, Wilson, appeared to have the line covered pretty well. So if that one were straightened out a bit, we would probably be at the end of the inning right now. Good job by Vargas fighting off the payoff pitch, and now she will face another pitch with a 3-2 count against Darren Binkowski. Binkowski readies. The 3-2 pitch, swinging a hot shot at short. 2-hopper fielded on the second hop and thrown over to first by Sabrina Gamboa. An easy out there. Nice play by Gamboa to stop the hot shot off the bat of Vargas, and just like that, the Wolverines send the minimum amount of batters to the plate in that inning. The mighty Wolverines lineup has been quieted so far. Through 2 innings, we are tied at 0-0 here at Alumni Field. So we will head into the top half of the 3rd inning. Haley Wagner still going strong for the Wolverines, has faced the minimum through 2 innings. Not only has she faced the minimum, she has not allowed a base runner. At least she hasn't allowed a base runner for more than a couple minutes, as Haley Tebow was hit by a pitch was apparently hit by a pitch in that last inning, but was sent back to home plate for whatever reason. Perhaps they saw it as a foul ball and not a hit by pitch. And Wagner recouped, got her energy back, and ended up striking out Tebow to end the inning. Up to bat this inning for the Western Michigan Broncos are Aaron Binkowski ended last inning, but Jordan Crown, Sabrina Gamboa, and Marley Wilson, I believe. No, sorry, Aaron Binkowski will start batting for the Western Michigan Broncos this inning. Binkowski, the pitcher, I was confused because she actually stepped up to the plate with Tebow on first base during last inning, but was sent back to the batter's circle, the warm-up circle, the on-deck circle, because Tebow was sent back to the plate. So Binkowski leading off the inning, hitting .243 on the year with 1 home run, 5 RBI. And outside of that, only 1 other extra base hit. Binkowski looking to help out her cause, standing deep in the right-handed batter's box. Wagner's first pitch, just outside, came in with the heat at about thigh-high level, but Binkowski not tempted to budge that bat off of her shoulder. Wagner behind in the count, 1-0. Not something we've seen a lot of today. Readies, delivers the 1-0 pitch, swinging a soft line drive. Romero fields it on 1 hop at second base, tosses it over to first base, gets the out. An easy routine play there, as Wagner got Binkowski to offer it a pitch that was in the zone on a 1-0 count, and Binkowski couldn't do much with it. Wagner has been very effective so far. Now up to the plate steps the lefty, the freshman Jordan Crown. First pitch is high and out of the zone, but Crown swings and misses. Looks a bit disgusted with herself there. That one well out of the zone, but with heat like Haley Wagner's, sometimes it's hard to judge the pitch in time. So the 0-1 pitch from Wagner, swinging a foul ball down the left-hand side. Crown got a bit of a running start there out of the left-handed batter's box, just trying to tap it down the third baseline. Could not send it fair, though, so Wagner ahead in the count, 0-2. Wagner stares into fault, gets the sign ready, delivers the 0-2 pitch fouled off toward the Broncos dugout. Crown doing a good job of extending the at-bat, keeping it alive against Wagner, who has been dominant so far for the Wolverines. Wagner stares in, gets the sign. The 0-2 pitch from Wagner, swinging a pop-up right back to Wagner, who will make the basket catch just outside of the circle surrounding the mound. Looked like Swearingen was coming in from third base with the intent to catch it, but wisely pulled off at the last second. So another easy out for the Wolverines. I don't think Western Michigan has hit the ball out of the infield yet, as up steps the number 9 hitter, Sabrina Gamboa, the junior, hitting .229 on the season. Wagner's first pitch to the righty Gamboa is a called strike on the outside corner, about thigh high. Gamboa standing up in the batter's box, so that heat from the left hand of Haley Wagner is going to come on her just a little bit quicker than it would for other hitters. Wagner stares in, delivers the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss at a fastball at about the letters on the outside edge. Gamboa not able to catch up to the heat coming from Haley Wagner. 0-2 count. The pitch from Wagner, swing and a miss. Strike 3. She got her on strikes. Haley Wagner, perfect through 3 innings here at Alumni Field, but it's not going to mean anything unless the Wolverines can get on the scoreboard. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning in a scoreless tie here at Alumni Field, as Aaron Binkowski has almost matched Wagner pitch for pitch, out for out in this game so far. For the Wolverines to start the next inning, we will see Taylor Swearingen, Abby Ramirez, and then the leadoff hitter, the star of this team, Sierra Romero, batting 3rd. So that's got to be kind of resting in the back of the pitcher Binkowski's mind as she faces these next 2 batters. Anybody she lets on base will have the potential to be driven home by the all-world second baseman for the Wolverines. Binkowski delivering her warm-up pitches. So thank you for tuning in again to WCBN-FM Ann Arbor's broadcast of Michigan softball. We'll be coming back to you tomorrow with some women's NIT action as the Wolverines play in the tournament in Chrysler Center tomorrow at 7:30. We will have that call for you. And this weekend will be chock full of action both on our YouTube channel and our Ustream channel as we bring you weekend series of Michigan softball here at Alumni Field and Michigan baseball over at Ray Fisher Stadium, just only a couple hundred feet away from me right now. Swearingen steps into the box to lead off the innings for the Wolverines. First pitch is swung and golfed high into right field. Going back and making the catch on the warning track is the right fielder Jordan Crown for Western Michigan. That ball had a bit of carry to it. Looked like a routine fly ball, but that one only a few feet from getting out of the yard here. Swearingen leads off with a long fly out to right. Now up to the plate steps Abby Ramirez. Ramirez hitting .316 on the season with only 2 extra base hits in 76 at-bats. Outfielder shading her at normal depth, but the infield playing in on Ramirez. The first pitch is swung and lined over the head of the second baseman, Palmer, and into center field for a base hit, the first base hit of the game for either team. So Ramirez will wait on first base while Sierra Romero steps into the batter's box. And that was a bit of a mistake there by Binkowski. Hung that pitch a bit up in the zone. Ramirez able to find it, get the barrel of the bat on the ball, and loft it into right center field. Ramirez, not exactly a power stroke, but she found the hole there and sets the table for Romero. Now Binkowski delivers the first pitch to Romero. It'll be a called strike on the outside corner, about belt high. Binkowski came in there with the fastball. We haven't seen many off-speed offerings here from Binkowski. The 0-1 pitch now to Romero. Fastball high and maybe a bit outside for ball 1, so the count even on number 32, Sierra Romero. Ramirez not getting much of a lead over at first base. Infield shaded, normal depth. Outfield, also normal depth. That pitch swung and golfed high down the right field line, and that one is going to carry out of play. A foul ball off of the bat of Romero, and now Binkowski ahead in the count, 1-2. Romero might have to shorten up that swing and just try to poke the ball in a hole somewhere. 1-2 now on Romero. The windup and the pitch in the dirt. Good block there by Taylor Sinicki to keep that one in front of her and prevent Ramirez from advancing down to second base. So now the count is 2-2 on Sierra Romero, standing pretty far up in the batter's box, holding the bat out in front of her. Binkowski readies the 2-2 pitch, swinging a foul ball off the screen. That pitch hit off of the shoe tops of Romero. Good job extending the at-bat and at least making good on a ball that was a good pitcher's pitch by Binkowski. But with a 2-strike count, you never want to go down looking. Binkowski readies again with the 2-2 pitch. Romero chops it foul off of herself in the batter's box, then trickles toward the Western Michigan Broncos dugout. So Romero extending this at-bat, making sure Binkowski does not beat her, or at least get her looking. Still a 2-2 count on Sierra Romero. Binkowski readies the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, towering into shallow center field. It will be caught out there by Jenny Roan. So Romero not able to get a pitch in her happy zone. Pops out to center, and with 2 outs, that will bring up the left-handed left fielder, Kelly Christner. Christner had a home run, actually went back-to-back with Sierra Romero in the Wolverines' last home game here against Bowling Green. Christner with 2 outs and Ramirez on first base will look to extend this inning for the Wolverines. The first pitch from Binkowski, swing and a miss. Ramirez heading down to second. The throw in time. They caught Ramirez stealing second. Taylor Sinicki with an absolute bullet of a throw right on the money, and the Wolverines run themselves out of the inning. So we head to the top half of the 4th inning, still in a scoreless tie. Wagner will undoubtedly be back on the mound for the Wolverines, and I have to say this is a bit of a surprise, to me at least, because Binkowski roughed up against the likes of Towson, Michigan, having the offense that, as I mentioned before the broadcast, scored 46 runs in one weekend, a high-powered offense full of dynamic hitters. And it has been held largely dormant today. You got to wonder if maybe the hitters are still a little too relaxed in the wake of their upset over Ohio State, or maybe they're looking ahead to their home opener, their home Big Ten opener this weekend against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's something that the Wolverines will snap out of sooner rather than later. They're coached by one of the best in the business, Carol Hutchins. Over the weekend against Ohio State, recorded her 1,400th win of her career. Legendary accomplishment for a legendary coach. So we're about ready here to start the 4th inning. Due up for Western Michigan are Ivy Schaff, the left fielder, Taylor Sinicki, the catcher, who just retired Ramirez stealing second, and the center fielder, Jenny Roan. Schaff, the righty, is 0 for 1 on the day. If I'm not mistaken, she grounded out in her first at-bat. After the conference with her infielders, Wagner back on the mound, getting ready to deliver to Ivy Schaff. The first pitch of the at-bat is low and outside in the dirt. That off-speed pitch trickled away from the catcher, Aiden Falk. Wagner behind in the count, 1-0 to Ivy Schaff, the sophomore. Schaff standing about in the middle of the batter's box. Not a tall hitter, so not a huge strike zone for Wagner to work with. Wagner readies the 1-0 pitch. A soft liner off the bat of Schaff right into the waiting glove of Haley Wagner on the mound. So an easy out there as Wagner got in on the hands of Schaff. She couldn't extend the bat, couldn't get the barrel on the ball, and all she could do was hit it right back to Wagner as if they were playing catch. So an easy first out of the inning for Haley Wagner. Now Taylor Sinicki, the senior, steps up to the plate. First pitch to Sinicki is fouled off toward the Michigan dugout off the end of the bat of Taylor Sinicki. That off-speed pitch, well, Wagner took a ton of speed off of that pitch, and Sinicki off balance could only get the end of the bat on the ball. So Wagner ahead in the count. Sinicki standing way up in the batter's box. Wagner's 0-1 pitch, a fastball just outside, maybe a bit high above the belt. Wagner doing a good job of changing eye levels, mixing speeds, keeping these hitters off balance. The count 1-1 now on Taylor Sinicki. Wagner winds, delivers, fastball high and outside. So after getting ahead of Taylor Sinicki, Wagner missed with a couple pitches. Infield shaded at normal depth, outfield as well. Wind still blowing ever so softly out towards center field as the sun beginning to set. 2-1 pitch is fouled up and over the screen behind home plate. That one off the hands of Sinicki. Wagner evens the count on Taylor Sinicki. It is now 2-2. Sun ducking behind the clouds momentarily here. So the light got a little bit darker here at Alumni Field. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. She got her on strikes. Overpowered Taylor Sinicki with that fastball. Haley Wagner absolutely rolling on the mound for the Wolverines. She has retired 11 straight Western Michigan Broncos. And now up to the plate for Western Michigan is the left-handed hitter, the senior, the center fielder, Jenny Roan. First pitch to the lefty. Roan is an off-speed pitch low in the dirt. Roan lets it go by for ball one. Roan, number 5, hitting .364 heading into this game, but she struck out in her first at-bat. Wagner readies, delivers the 1-0 pitch, swinging a hot shot down the first baseline, foul. Fielded down in the right field corner there by Kelsey Susala, but it is nothing more than a hard hit strike off the bat of Jenny Roan. Sun coming back out here over Alumni Field. The fans grateful as it is still a bit chilly out there. Wagner readies, the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, called strike on the outside corner. Good location and great job mixing speeds there, as I said, by Haley Wagner. The art of pitching is strong in the senior lefty. Wagner readies, the 1-2 pitch to Jenny Roan. Swinging a hot shot, fair ball down the right field line. Roan rounding first, heading to second. Susala fields it in the corner, gets it into Romero, and Roan will hold up at second base with a 2-out double. So the first base runner of the game for the Western Michigan Broncos comes here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jenny Roan, the senior, putting the team on her back a little bit, getting on second base, and now Melissa Palmer, the lefty, steps up to the plate with a chance to drive home the first run of the game. Palmer, the lefty, hitting .351 on the year with 7 RBI. Infield playing deep. Wagner readies her first pitch, grounded softly up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. Ramirez throws to first, got her in time. Ramirez's throw beat her by about half a step, and Wagner, after allowing a 2-out double, gets out of the inning unscathed. So we will head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Michigan and Western Michigan still in a scoreless tie, both sides with 1 hit in today's game. Michigan's Abby Ramirez with a soft single over second, and Jenny Roan's rocket down the right field line being the only base hits by either team. Michigan has also had 2 additional base runners thanks to errors in the first and second inning, but give Erin Binkowski credit. She has worked her way out of some jams with runners on, and now Binkowski will face the middle of the Wolverines order. Sierra Lawrence, Tara Blanco, and Kelsey Susala will step up to the plate this inning for the Wolverines. Crowd very solid here at Alumni Field. We thank those of you who tuned in to yesterday's home opener for the Michigan Wolverines baseball team against Bowling Green. That was Eli Sherman on the call in that one. he will be covering every baseball game this weekend alongside Zach Shaw. I would suppose I'm Morris Fabry, will be broadcasting every softball game for you, hopefully with some color commentary on the side as well. Now up to the plate steps Kelly Christner, the lefty, number 21. First pitch from Binkowski, taken outside for ball one. Christner gets ahead in the count here. 1-0 on Christner. Binkowski stares in, gets the sign. The 1-0 pitch, swinging a high fly ball, hit deep into right field. That's got some carry to it, and it is gone. A home run to lead off the bottom of the fourth for Kelly Christner, and the Wolverines are out in front of the Western Michigan Broncos. That ball just got caught up there. The wind might have helped it a little bit. Didn't appear as though she got all of that one even, but a big hit there for Kelly Christner, the sophomore, to lead off the inning for the Wolverines. The Wolverines now take the lead over the Western Michigan Broncos. And now up to the plate, looking to add to that lead, is Sierra Lawrence, the center fielder. Binkowski readies, delivers. Lawrence takes that one for a strike on the outside corner at the knees. Good location there by Binkowski, bouncing back after surrendering the home run to Christner. Binkowski's 0-1 pitch, off speed, low and away. Good eye by Lawrence to let that one go by. Count even at 1-1 on Sierra Lawrence. Lawrence hitting .392 on the year with 40 hits, 7 of which have been doubles, 7 homers. That pitch grounded softly right back to Binkowski. Binkowski's thrown in the dirt to first base, but it is scooped by Marley Wilson to record the out on Lawrence. Lawrence got out in front of that one, tapped it off of the end of the bat, and it was a very routine play, almost made not routine by Binkowski's inability to throw over to first. Wilson with a good scoop, though, saved her pitcher the embarrassment of letting another runner on to another error. Now up to the plate for the Wolverines, number 24, Tara Blanco. Binkowski readies. Her first pitch taken low and outside. A fastball by Binkowski. Not able to find that outside corner. Not able to get to knee level. So Blanco ahead in the count, 1-0. Binkowski readies. The 1-0 pitch. Taken in about the same spot with about the same result. Ball 2 on a fastball, low and away. Binkowski trying to nip at that outside corner, but can't quite slot the green sphere on the black. The 2-0 pitch now to Blanco, swinging a foul ball. She was behind on that one, fouled it off the screen. Behind home plate, the count now moves to 2-1 on the freshman Tara Blanco. Blanco hitting .287 on the year, 0 for 1 in today's game. Binkowski stares in, gets the signal, readies. The 2-1 pitch low in the dirt. Off-speed pitch there by Binkowski did not find its mark, so Blanco ahead in the count, 3-1. Will have her choice of whether or not to swing at this one. Binkowski readies the 3-1 pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Binkowski came back in with the fastball. Blanco didn't see it to her liking and let it go by, so now the count moves to 3-2 here with 1 out and no one on in the bottom of the fourth inning. Binkowski looks in. The 3-2 pitch, swinging a high foul ball. That one coming back straight in our direction toward the press box. Bounces off the roof and out of play. Blanco keeping the at-bat alive there. Popping it foul, so Blanco again will step into the box with a 3-2 count. Binkowski stares in, gets the signal from the catcher, Sinicki. The 3-2 pitch, swinging a high fly ball deep to center field. No doubt about this one. It is way gone. An absolute rocket off the bat of Tara Blanco. A no-doubter. Everybody in the building knew that that one was gone. That one made its way onto Ray Fisher Field, over the center field fence of Alumni Field and over the center field fence at Ray Fisher. That one, an absolute bomb off the bat of Tara Blanco, doubling the Wolverines' lead to 2-0. Now, I said Kelly Christner might not have got all of her home run. Tara Blanco absolutely demolished that ball, got all of it. a rocket into this mid-afternoon blue sky over Alumni Field. And the Wolverines now lead 2-0 over the Western Michigan Broncos. And things have taken a turn for the worse for the righty Aaron Binkowski on the mound for Western Michigan. Now up to bat, Kelsey Susella takes the first pitch on the outer edge for strike one. That pitch, a fastball at the knees. And the power of Tara Blanco, that is only her fourth home run on the season. But it was a beauty. Second pitch is in the dirt, an off-speed offering from Binkowski taken for ball one. The count even now at 1-1 on Kelsey Susella. Susella steps back into the box, standing tall. The 1-1 pitch is taken. Maybe a bit outside for ball two. The catcher's Nicky did a good enough job framing that one to fool me, but home plate ump Andy Trent not fooled. Binkowski delivers the 2-1 to the lefty Susella. Swinging a hot shot back up the middle, a base hit for Susella. A comebacker off the bat of the lefty. Nothing that Binkowski could do to glove that one. Bounced right over second base, so the Wolverines finally getting rolling on the offensive end. Up 2-0, and here with one out threatening again as Susella looks to continue the rally. Susella on first base after that single, and now up to the plate. Steps the lefty, Aiden Falk. Falk hitting .299 on the season with 5 home runs and 20 RBI. Binkowski looks in. Her pitch outside and low, ball one. Falk looking to hop onto this Michigan offensive train that is run through Alumni Field here in the bottom half of the fourth. Things unraveling a bit for Aaron Binkowski, who was so solid through the first 3 innings. The 0-1 pitch taken for a strike, a fastball on the outer edge. Good job by Binkowski to battle back from behind in the count. 1-1 now on the freshman Aiden Falk. The 1-1 pitch, off speed, low and away, taken for ball two. Binkowski not able to spot that one really well, and we haven't seen a lot of on-point off-speed offerings from Binkowski. She hung one to Ramirez, who got the first hit of the game for the Wolverines. And other than that, they've mostly been in the dirt or off the plate. The 2-1 pitch taken for a strike on the outer edge at the knees. Binkowski evens up the count with the fastball. Susella not much of a threat to steal. She has not stolen a base yet this season for the Wolverines. The 2-2 pitch from Binkowski, fastball low and away, taken there by Aiden Falk for ball three. So now with the count full and one out, Falk will have a chance to at least advance the runner here. Binkowski looks in. The payoff pitch from Binkowski. Swinging a foul ball off the screen toward the left side. That one heading over Western Michigan's dugout before it bounced back down the left field line, where it will be handled out there by Ivy Schaff. Tosses it into her third baseman, Sichaki, and Binkowski recollects the ball with another chance here with a 3-2 count against Aiden Falk. The righty Binkowski looks in, gets the sign from her catcher. The payoff pitch. Falk swings with a rocket back up the middle, a base hit. That ball hit so hard that all Susella could do is move over to second base. The center fielder, Jenny Roan, fielded that one on one hop, so Aiden Falk with a 2-strike full count single up the middle, and now a conference on the mound. We could be seeing a pitching change here as things have gotten very ugly in a hurry for Western Michigan, but it looks like as of now it's just going to be a conference. Perhaps Western Michigan sending players out into the bullpen beyond left field to get warm, and looks like Binkowski started to walk toward the dugout, and now out comes Western Michigan's head coach. So we will see a pitching change here with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the fourth inning. The right-hander Taylor Swearingen, my mistake. The right-hander Amanda Vargas will step up to the plate for the Wolverines after this pitching change. The new pitcher here for Western Michigan is a left-hander, number 16, Allison Coos. Coos, a junior out of West Bloomfield, Michigan, stands tall on the mound at 6'2". Allison Cuss, my mistake. Yeah, Cuss has appeared. Well, we don't have stats on her right now up here, but she has a couple years of pitching experience under her belt. She will face Vargas, Swearingen, and Ramirez. The bottom part of this Wolverines lineup yet to get on the fun thus far today, but the way things have been going, an opportunity for the Wolverines to really pile on in support of their starter, Abby Wagner, who has done a stellar job of shutting down the Broncos so far. Cuss towers over the rest of her infield as they have a conference on the mound, towering over not only her infield but also her coach, Kathy Lightke. So we're about ready to get back underway after the pitching change. To remind you, on base for the Wolverines, on second base is number 7, Kelsey Susala, and pinch running over at first base is number 8, Nikki Wald for the Wolverines. And at the plate now for Michigan is number 12, Amanda Vargas. Vargas 0 for 1 on the day. She faces the first pitch from Cuss, and it is low and away, taken for ball 1. So Binkowski's final line might not be that impressive, but she was very good through the first 3 innings. The Wolverines finally getting to her here in the 4th inning. And now Cuss readies the 1-0 pitch, taken low and outside, trickled by the catcher, Sinicki, but she was able to pounce on it before Susala could scamper down to third base. So Cuss unable to find the strike zone to start this inning against Amanda Vargas. Vargas crouched in the batter's box. Not an open nor a closed stance. Ready for the 2-0 pitch. And it is in there for a strike, a fastball on the outside corner, taken by Amanda Vargas. So 2-1 count. Vargas squares as though to bunt, though she's probably just encouraging movement on the infield. The 2-1 pitch, off speed, check swing, and it was a called strike anyway there. Cuss mixing speeds well there. Vargas all sorts of off balance, unable to catch up with that one. So with a 2-2 count, Vargas will have to protect the plate. The lefty Cuss stares in, delivers the 2-2 pitch, fastball outside and low. So the count moves full against the righty Amanda Vargas. Vargas 0 for 1 on the day, hitting .467 coming into the game. The 3-2 pitch from Cuss. And high and outside, that one just missed. Ball 4. I had to stare in for a second because home plate ump Andy Trent has been a bit delayed with his calls today, but he did not go up with the right hand there. So good eye there by Vargas. Good job working the count to get on base. And now the bases are juiced for the third baseman, Taylor Swearingen. Swearingen 0 for 1 on the day so far. Facing a new pitcher, Amanda Cuss. So if Swearingen was able to get her bearings against Binkowski, she's facing a whole new pitcher now. First pitch, fastball low in the dirt, blocked well by Sinicki. Ball 1 there to Swearingen. So Cuss doesn't have any free bases to put anybody on. Readies, delivers the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2, low and away. So no bases open as Swearingen is just letting these errant pitches go by. Cuss walked the first batter she faced, Vargas, and now in danger of doing the same. So number 23, Taylor Swearingen. Swearingen, the freshman, steps into the box. The 2-0 pitch, low and away again. Cuss cannot find the strike zone, and you got to imagine Swearingen will be taking all the way here with 3-0 and 1 out. Cuss yet to really establish the strike zone and in danger of walking in a run and bringing this Wolverines rally to another devastating level. On deck for the Wolverines right now is not Abby Ramirez, but Haley Wagner, who will apparently be hitting for herself. So 3-0 count on Taylor Swearingen, and nowhere to put her. The bases are loaded here in the bottom of the fourth with 1 out. Michigan sporting a 2-0 lead over the Western Michigan Broncos. Cuss looks in. The 3-0 pitch taken high out of the strike zone. Ball 4. Swearingen walks down to first base, and Susella will come home from third base on the walk. And so now stepping up to the plate is Haley Wagner taking an at-bat. Sorry, it was Allison Cuss. We now have stats on her. She is 0-4 on the year with a 4.20 ERA heading into this one. She's appeared in 9 games, started 8. Walks, a bit of a problem for her as she has walked 16 on the year and only struck out 11. And Cuss will be removed from the game after facing 2 batters and walking them both. Now on the pitch, getting thrown into the fire, into a jam, is a new pitcher for the Western Michigan Broncos. On the mound right now is right-handed pitcher number 8, Anissa Sanchez, with a strikingly different profile from Allison Cuss. Sanchez standing at 5'7", whereas Cuss was 6'2". Sanchez with a right-handed delivery as opposed to Cuss's lefty. It's a different type of windup too, so the Wolverines will be facing some different looks than they have seen no matter where they have hit in the lineup at this point. Anissa Sanchez really being thrown into the fire here because Sierra Romero is waiting on deck. And with the bases loaded and 1 out, she's got to throw strikes to Haley Wagner. But the way the Michigan offense has been rolling so far in this inning, it's probably not very appealing to throw strikes to anyone at this point. However, you can't walk your way around either. So stepping up to the plate now, Haley Wagner. She has taken 11 at-bats on the season with 2 hits, coming in with a 182 batting average. The first pitch of the at-bat is Sky down the right field line, moving over there, making the basket catch toward the line as the right fielder, and that'll be a sacrifice fly for Haley Wagner as she scores the run. That was Jordan Crown covering a lot of ground from right field, making the catch in foul territory. But as it stands, Wagner supports herself, knocks in the run, and now, since everybody moved up for the Wolverines on that tough catch, there are runners on second, third, and I don't think there's any doubt that Western Michigan ought to walk Sierra Romero right here. But Sanchez looks in, delivers the first pitch low and outside, not coming into the zone against Romero. So we may see a sort of intentional, unintentional walk, if you will. The 0-1 pitch taken low and away. And Anissa Sanchez not threatening that strike zone against Romero, understandably so. Waiting on deck is Kelly Christner, who started off this inning with a solo home run to right field. So even if you walk Romero, things don't get much easier for you throughout this Michigan lineup. Sanchez's 2-0 pitch, low and outside. She's been living off of that outer edge for this entire at-bat, and now with a 3-0 count on Sierra Romero, it looks like Michigan about to load the bases again. The 3-0 pitch, low and away. Went with a breaking ball there. Could not find the plate. And now as Romero trots down to first base, Michigan threatening to bust this game wide open. Michigan leading 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 outs, and up to the plate steps Kelly Christner. Christner led off the inning with a home run as part of this rally that has chased starter Aaron Binkowski from the game. The first pitch from Sanchez is in there for a called strike on the outside corner. Good job by Sanchez as her fastball's got a little bit of dip to it, so Michigan Wolverines have to compensate for that. The 0-1 pitch from Sanchez, swinging a hot shot down the first baseline. Fair! The diving first baseman could not handle it. 1 run will score, and now coming in from second base is Taylor Swearingen. A 2-run single by Kelly Christner. Have yourself an inning. 3 RBI on the inning, 2 hits and 2 at-bats. Michigan now with a 6-0 lead, a 6-run inning. They have batted well past around, and Sierra Lawrence, just about the only Wolverine who hasn't gotten in on the fun this inning, will step up to the plate with runners on first and third and 2 outs. That ball, a 1-hopper down the right field line. Marley Wilson, the first baseman, dove at it, but the ball bounced over her glove. Would have been a tough play to make. And now up steps Lawrence, the righty. Sanchez's first pitch is low and away off the plate outside. Sierra Romero moved over to third base on that RBI single by Christner. Sanchez deals. The 1-0 pitch is taken low for a ball. On deck is Tara Blanco, who hit quite possibly the longest home run I have ever seen in a softball game earlier in the inning. Lawrence faces the 2-0 pitch, and it is high and outside. So Anissa Sanchez struggling to find the strike zone for the Broncos. The count now moves to 3-0 on Sierra Lawrence. The 3-0 pitch from Sanchez, taken for a strike in their thigh high on the outside corner. Sanchez came back in with a fastball. Crowd still standing strong here at Alumni Field. The 3-1 pitch, taken for a strike. That one might have missed the plate a bit on the outer edge, but as it stands, it's a good spot. Andy Trent called it a strike on the outside corner at the knees. So now with a 3-2 count, the pitch to Lawrence is taken for ball 4, high and away out of the zone. And the bases once again are loaded, and up to the plate steps big Tara Blanco. Blanco hit her 4th home run of the season earlier on in this inning, and if not for the thick, tall grass of the outfield over on Ray Fisher Stadium, that ball might still be rolling. Tremendous power on that home run. Blanco with a very open stance, left foot down toward third base, faces the first pitch, and it is in there for a called strike on the outside corner. Anissa Sanchez again has nothing to work with as far as open bases. The bases juice. The Wolverines with a 6-run lead. The 0-1 pitch taken on the outside corner. Good framing there by Taylor Sinicki, the catcher for Western Michigan. And now Blanco behind in the count, 0-2. Her homer earlier came on a 3-2 count. Sanchez looks and delivers, and Blanco reaches out and just fouls that one off down the first baseline. That one out of the zone away. Blanco lunged at it and poked it foul into the screen above the Wolverines' dugout. So Blanco again will face an 0-2 pitch. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Sanchez readies, looks in, delivers, swinging a high fly ball behind home plate. The catcher Sinicki is under it and makes the catch. So a foul out for Blanco ends the rally, but not before Michigan records a 6th spot here in the 4th inning, taking a 6-0 lead over the Western Michigan Broncos. And that was a nice play there by Taylor Sinicki. I know back in my days as a high school baseball player, I never played much catcher, but it's mostly because I couldn't make plays like that. It's difficult to judge when a ball is hit straight up in the air. Sinicki doing a good job of finding it, making sure she was standing in the right place, and then lunging out and gloving it at the last second. So back on the mound for the Wolverines is number 17, Haley Wagner. Helped herself out in the bottom half of the inning with a sacrifice fly, but not that she needed the help much because she has been very good so far today. Retired the first 11 batters she faced, gave up a double last inning, but worked her way out of it. Might be a little bit tired. Maybe that's why the Wolverines let her step up to the plate in the last inning, because she has been sitting on the bench for an awful long time. Wagner pitching here in the top of the 5th inning will face the 5, 6, 7 hitters in Western Michigan's lineup. Kelsey Sichaki, number 19, Haley Tebow, and number 24, Aaron Binkowski. Of course, Binkowski has been taken out of the game, so we will see some sort of pinch hitter in that spot. The Wolverines out in the field still rolling with the same lineup they started with. Christner out in right field, Susel in left, Lawrence in center field. Blanco at first base, Romero at second. Ramirez at short, Taylor Swearingen at the hot corner third base, Aiden Falk catching. And Haley Wagner still going strong on the bump. She has dominated every Western Michigan batter she has faced, with the exception of Jenny Roan, who broke up the perfecto during that fourth inning. Sichaki steps in, ready to face Wagner. Wagner delivers. Her first pitch is high at about the letters, taken by Sichaki for ball one. Wagner opening there with a fastball. Sichaki with that closed stance steps in, awaits the 1-0 pitch, and it is in there for a strike. Wagner got that pitch down a few inches to about belt high, spotted it on the outside corner. Nothing Sichaki could have done with that one, as she didn't appear to have the intent to swing anyway. The lefty Wagner works quick, the 1-1 pitch, swing and a foul right back to the screen. Wagner climbed the ladder on Sichaki, and that must have been in the scouting report, because she struck Sichaki out in her first at-bat using the exact same approach, climbing the ladder and forcing Sichaki to chase some high cheese out of the zone. Wagner readies the 1-2 pitch, off speed low, well outside. Falk slides and blocks that one, but Sichaki did not offer at it, so the count even at 2-2 here. Haley Wagner taking her time on the mound, looking in, gets the signal, the 2-2 pitch, off speed, called, strike three on the outside corner. Haley Wagner is mowing them down today. So the first out of the inning, and that will bring up number 19, Haley Tebow, who had a bit of an interesting at-bat so long ago during her first at-bat. Appeared she got hit by a pitch, but ended up being sent back to home plate. She will take the first pitch in there for strike one, a fastball on the outer edge out of the left hand of Haley Wagner. Tebow with a very wide stance in the box, crouched low. The 0-1 pitch is taken high for a ball. Wagner again came in with the fastball. Tebow, the freshman, number 19, the designated player for Western Michigan, with a wide stance, standing low, awaits the 1-1 offering from Wagner. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Wagner again climbing the ladder, daring these Western Michigan hitters to climb with her, but none of them have really been able to punish her, because the location has been superb, just outside of those hitters' happy zone, but still appealing enough to get them to offer at it. So a 1-2 count on Tebow. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. She goes down swinging. Haley Wagner dropping batter after batter, and there is nothing these Broncos can do against the lefty senior. Wagner giving up one hit here through 4 2/3 innings. Up to the plate now is Anissa Sanchez, the pitcher for the Broncos. First pitch to Sanchez is a called strike on the outside corner at the knees. Sanchez, standing at 5'7", does not offer much room for error there in the strike zone, but Wagner able to find the spot there. No balls and 1 strike. Wagner readies, delivers the 0-1 pitch way up and out of the strike zone for ball one. That one probably a foot above Sanchez's head. Not going to offer at that one. I don't care how high the cheese is. If it's that high, not many people are going to swing at that outside of Yao Ming. The 1-1 pitch comes in. Another fastball high and out of the zone. So Sanchez, by virtue of being quite short, has worked the count to 2-1. Wagner, the lefty, looks in, gets the sign, delivers the 2-1 pitch. Strike called on the outside corner, a fastball at the belt. Sanchez yet to lift the bat off her shoulder. Wagner dominant, and she knows it. Nobody has been able to punish Haley Wagner for coming into the strike zone so far today, really. The 2-2 pitch with 2 outs from Haley Wagner. Fouled back to the screen. Sanchez just reached out the arms there. No power on the swing, just trying to extend the at-bat. And really, I can't blame her from not having a very confident swing. I would be dejected getting in the box against a pitcher who is going as well as Haley Wagner has been going today. Wagner readies the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Back to the screen again behind home plate. Sanchez doing a good job of extending the at-bat. Outfield shaded at normal depth with Lawrence playing a few steps in from where she would normally play. Wind still blowing out towards center field. Sun still shining behind the grandstand. The 2-2 pitch is taken for a ball high and outside. So Sanchez has worked the count full against the lefty, Haley Wagner. A few more fans hanging out in the bleachers in right field now, waiting for a souvenir. The 3-2 pitch from Wagner, swing and a foul ball back to the screen. Sanchez doing a very good job, has fouled off 3 straight strikes with 2 strikes on her. Sanchez keeping the at-bat alive, trying to keep the inning alive for Jordan Crown, who waits in the on-deck circle for the Western Michigan Broncos. Wagner looks in. The payoff pitch. Swinging a pop-up toward first base. It is handled, caught over there by Tara Blanco. Not much of a pop-up, really, just a soft line drive off the hands of Sanchez. Routine for Tara Blanco, and another 1-2-3 inning for Haley Wagner. Her 4th 1-2-3 inning of the game so far, and we will head in to the bottom of the 5th inning with the Wolverines leading 6-0. Starting off this inning for the Wolverines will be number 7, the right fielder, Kelsey Susala. She is followed by the catcher, number 2, Aiden Falk, and then the designated player, the righty, Amanda Vargas. Sanchez will retake the mound for the Western Michigan Broncos. The lights shining down here at Alumni Field as they're prepared for the event of darkness here at this game, but at the pace at which Haley Wagner has been setting down Western Michigan batters, I'd say this game is either going to end in a run rule or will end far before those lights are really necessary, as the sun still has plenty of life left in it out here at Alumni Field. I can't stress enough how beautiful of a day it is to play baseball, even if it is a bit chilly. Sometimes those are the best temperatures to play baseball or to play sports in general, because once you get out there and get moving and get sweating, that cool breeze is so refreshing. So up to the plate will step the left-hander, Kelsey Susala, the right fielder. Susala with a single up the middle in her last at-bat. Sanchez taking her time, going through the motions on the mound. Stretching out her right arm, looking and getting the signal. First pitch to Susala is taken off speed low for ball 1. That one would have been in the dirt if Sinicki did not snatch it and try to frame it. Susala ahead in the count, 1-0. Sanchez looks in, delivers, and the ball is taken outside for ball 2. Susala quickly ahead in the count here, leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Wolverines. Sanchez readies, delivers the 2-0 pitch, taken outside for ball 3. So some of the issues that plagued Sanchez and Cuss for Western Michigan coming back and rearing their ugly heads to start this inning. The 3-0 pitch to Susala, taken for a strike on the outside corner. Sanchez came back in with the fastball, and Susala clearly taking all the way. Never moved the bat off of her shoulder. So the count moves to 3-1 against Susala. The 3-1 pitch, swinging a foul ball, bounces behind home plate. That one an off-speed pitch. Susala out in front, and it was all she'd do to get all she could do to get the end of the bat on that one. So Sanchez has worked her way back to a full count. Delivers the payoff pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Another single up the middle there for Kelsey Susala, as she now moves to 2 for 3 on the day. That was a good job of finding a pitch on the outer half, getting her hands extended, bringing the barrel of the bat through the zone, and just hitting it right back up the middle. Too hot for any of the middle infielders to handle. And that'll bring up Aiden Falk for the Wolverines. The catcher Falk, 1 for 2 in today's game. Waiting on the first pitch. Ground ball hard hit to first base. The throw down to second. They get one out. The throw back to first. Not in time for the double play. So Falk rounds into a fielder's choice to the first baseman Wilson. And an interesting decision there. I think that if Wilson had stepped on first base and then thrown down to second for the tag out, Western Michigan could have recorded the double play, but instead of doing that, she opted for the routine force out, and they couldn't get the ball back to first base in time for the double play. So now up steps Amanda Vargas. First pitch to her is taken off the plate outside for ball 1. Sanchez came back in there with the fastball. So 1-0 on Vargas with 1 out and a runner on first. 1-0 pitch is grounded foul toward the left side, toward the Western Michigan dugout. Vargas rolling over on that pitch, had a little bit of downward movement on it, and the count even at 1-1. Falk over on first base. The 1-1 pitch taken low and outside. Sanchez trying to find that outside corner at the knees spot with the fastball, but missed off the plate. The count now 2-1 on Amanda Vargas. The 2-1 pitch, off-speed pitch, missed outside. Sanchez understandably unwilling to come inside on these Wolverines hitters. Hasn't really established that inside part of the plate, so the Wolverines will be able to get what they want. The 3-1 pitch, ground ball to short, fielded, toss over to second for 1. The relay to first is not in time. Vargas beats the throw over to first base, hit that one just softly enough to the shortstop Gamboa that a double play was not possible. But after a couple of fielders' choices for the Wolverines, they now have 2 outs on the board, and Taylor Swearingen will step into the batter's box for the Wolverines. Swearingen 0 for 0 on the day today. Walked home a run in her last plate appearance. The first pitch is taken again low and away from Anissa Sanchez. Sanchez struggling to find the zone as the Western Michigan pitchers have all struggled in recent innings. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a strike, and it got by the catcher, Sinicki. Looked like maybe it might have been a foul tip, but the home plate ump, Andy Trent, ruled that was just a swing and a miss and then a pass ball for Sinicki, and Vargas will scamper down to second base. So Swearingen now hitting with a 1-1 count and a runner in scoring position. Vargas, number 12, sitting down at second base. Sanchez looks in, delivers the 1-1 pitch. Fastball taken inside for ball 2. Abby Ramirez waiting on deck for the Wolverines. She is 1 for 1 on the game so far. 2-1 count on Swearingen. Anissa Sanchez shake off a couple signs. Now looks in, delivers. That one taken low, maybe outside too. 3 balls and 1 strike now on Taylor Swearingen, who Hutchins down at third base gives her the green light to swing away and drive the ball somewhere. So 3-1 count. The pitch off speed, taken for ball 4 off the outer edge. Swearingen with her second walk in as many at-bats. Actually think she might have 3 walks in all 3 of her at-bats today. And up steps Abby Ramirez with 2 runners on and 2 outs. Speedster Ramirez has the infield playing in on her, the outfield also moving in so as to cut down Vargas coming from second base in the event of a single. First pitch to Ramirez. Swinging a pop-up foul down the third base line off the screen and out of play. Ramirez doesn't involve her lower half of her body in her swing too much. Really just tries to get the barrel on the ball and poke it somewhere, and has found success doing so this season, as she is 1 for 1 on the day and hitting .316 on the year. The 0-1 pitch from Sanchez, swinging a foul ball back off of the screen behind home plate. So Ramirez quickly behind in the count, 0-2. I would imply that she would shorten up her swing in this situation, but her swing already pretty short as it stands. Not a lot of power in the bat of Ramirez. The 0-2 pitch, swinging a fly ball straight at the left fielder and caught out there by Ivy Schaff, and that will end the Wolverines' innings. They threaten with 2 runners on base with 2 outs, but do not score. Ramirez put the barrel on the bat there, hit a hard line drive, but that one got a little bit too much air under it, and Ivy Schaff did not have to move in left field. They had her scouted perfectly and able to let that ball nestle into her glove. So we head to the top of the 6th with the Wolverines leading the Western Michigan Broncos 6-0. All 6 runs coming in that 4th inning for Michigan. Haley Wagner steps back to the mound for the Wolverines. The way she has pitched today, I wouldn't be surprised to see her go the distance, but at the same time, with this game pretty much in the bag, it also wouldn't surprise me to see the Wolverines perhaps try to conserve Wagner's arm for their weekend series here against Iowa. Due up for Western Michigan is Jordan Crown, the right fielder, number 10, Sabrina Gamboa, the shortstop, and then Schaff, the leadoff hitter, the left fielder. All of whom are 0 for on the day, as Western Michigan still has only had 1 runner reach base in today's game. That was Jenny Roan with her double down the line in the top half of the 4th inning. Other than that, Haley Wagner has been perfect. She has been recording strikeout after strikeout. And frankly, the outfielders for Michigan have been pretty bored today because I don't think that there have been any balls hit into the outfield today outside of Roan's 1-out or 2-out double in the top of the 4th. So it looks like we have a pinch hitter for Western Michigan. The freshman left-hander Aspen Williams will step up to the plate for the Broncos. Williams, a 143 hitter this season with 2 hits in 14 at-bats. Faces the tall task of facing the lefty Wagner, who has been absolutely dominant today. Unclear to see if Western Michigan will be bringing in any more subs this inning, but Williams steps in, Wagner readies. First pitch of the inning is taken low for a ball. Wagner came in there with the fastball. Not overpowering on that one, but missed her spot low in the strike zone. So Aspen Williams, the freshman, facing a 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Wagner. Taken high and outside. Falk slides over to stop that one, and the count quickly 2-0 on the freshman Williams. Outfield shaded, maybe a little bit shallow. Williams slight of frame in the box. The 2-0 pitch, strike called. That one splitting the plate down the middle, a fastball out of the left hand of Haley Wagner. Infield also playing at about normal depth. Wind still blowing out toward right center. The 2-1 pitch taken inside, and it caught the corner. Strike 2. Good location there by Haley Wagner. Aspen Williams backed out of the box on that pitch, but unable to convince the home plate ump Andy Trent that it was warranted, and 2-strike count now. The 2-2 pitch from Wagner taken high out of the zone for ball 3. Williams looked like she was starting to think about offering at that one, but that one just a little bit too high to tempt Aspen Williams. So now the count moves full on the freshman lefty. Wagner's 3-2 pitch taken inside for ball 4. That one just missing at the knees inside. So the first walk of the day issued by Haley Wagner, and Western Michigan has their leadoff batter on base. And That will bring up the right-handed hitter, the shortstop, Sabrina Gamboa. Correction, we do have another substitution. Now hitting for Western Michigan is the junior Katie Pixley, also a right-handed hitter. Pixley on the year hitting 100, 1 for 10. First pitch from Wagner is a soft liner right back to Wagner. She will field it in the air, make the catch for an easy out, the first out of the inning. And Aspen Williams holds at first base, wisely sticking there. And now we are back at the top of the order. Stepping into the right-handed batter's box is the left fielder, sophomore Ivy Schaff. Schaff 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch to her is line pass, Swearingen down the third base line, and that one is trouble. Sticks beneath the wall in left field. Christner throws it in, and not before Williams scores all the way from first base. A rocket down the line. The second hit off of Wagner today, and the first run on the board for the Western Michigan Broncos. A one-out double off of the bat of Ivy Schaff. The leadoff batter not only sets the table for these Western Michigan Broncos, but also drives home a run there, a key run, showing finally some cracks in the armor of Haley Wagner. That one must have been only a foot outside of Taylor Swearingen's torso, but it was absolutely crushed down the line. No time to react. And they don't call it the hot corner for nothing. Swearingen should just be thankful she didn't get nailed by that one. Christner tracked it down, but it didn't ricochet off the wall, and she couldn't get the ball into the infield in time to throw out Williams, who tore around the bases from first base to score. Now, Gabby Shefka up to the plate, takes the first pitch outside for ball one from Haley Wagner. 1-0 count on Wagner with Schaff down at second base. Infield shaded deep for the Wolverines. The 1-0 pitch, swinging a ground ball toward third, past Swearingen and past a diving Ramirez into left field. Christner pounces on the ground ball, and Schaff will only be able to move over to third base, but Western Michigan starting to mount a bit of a rally. Shefka now on first base. They have runners at the corners with one out, and up steps the catcher, Taylor Sinicki. Up steps now the center fielder, Jenny Roan, it appears, for the Western Michigan Broncos. As Shefka was hitting for Sinicki in that last at-bat. Now Sinicki comes out to run for Gabby Shefka. So now up to bat. Suddenly the Western Michigan Broncos are threatening, and Jenny Roan up to the plate. She is 1 for 2 today. Had the first hit off of Wagner with a rocket of a double down the right field line. Infield shaded in, double play depth in at the corners. The first pitch, swinging a foul ball high over the screen, over the bleachers, and out of play. Wagner finally getting ahead in the count against the Western Michigan batter. Outfield shaded to pull for Jenny Roan here as the right fielder Susala playing deep. And that pitch lofted toward right field. Susala makes the catch, throws it in, and moving back to third base is Ivy Schaff. She was halfway down the line, headed home. No chance to tag up and score there, so a much needed out there for Haley Wagner. Good play in right field for Susala to field and get the ball into her cutoff player as quickly as possible. And now with 2 outs and 2 on, up steps Melissa Palmer, the cleanup hitter for the Western Michigan Broncos. The lefty Palmer standing high in the batter's box. The first pitch from Wagner, off speed, in there for a called strike at the knees. That one appeared to split the plate. Wagner again ahead in the count. Infield shaded at normal depth. They're playing Palmer to pull. Susala deep in right field and Christner shallow in left. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul back to the screen. Wagner climbed the ladder with a fastball there, and as has been the case all day, Palmer not able to catch up to it. So here we are in the top of the 6th inning. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 runners on and 2 outs. Wagner staring in. The 0-2 pitch, off speed in the dirt, taken for ball 1 by Melissa Palmer. Good patience there to not chase that one out of the zone. Wagner not able to get her to go hook, line, and sinker after the change up there. So 1-2 with 2 outs and 2 on. Wagner looks in, delivers the 1-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball over past Swearingen. Ramirez fields, throws down to second, not in time. That was a soft grounder toward deep short. Ramirez did all she could to get that one over to Ramiro at second base. But the base runner there, Taylor Sinicki, able to slide in and beat the force out at second base. So the rally stays alive for the Western Michigan Broncos, and scoring from third there was Ivy Schaff. So a 6-2 ball game now, and up steps Kelsey Sichaki for the Western Michigan Broncos. Wagner looks in, delivers the first pitch in on the hands, line softly to first base where it will be caught in the air by Tara Blanco. So Wagner, despite giving up 2 runs, works her way out of the inning without giving up any further damage, leaving 2 runners stranded. And so we will head into the bottom of the 6th inning with the Wolverines leading the Broncos 6-2. Due up this inning for the Michigan Wolverines are number 32, Sierra Romero, who uncharacteristically is 0 for 2 on the day today. Kelly Christner, who had 2 hits in that rampage of a 4th inning, and she will be followed by Sierra Lawrence, who is also 0 for 2 with a walk on today's game. Sanchez will retake the mound for the Western Michigan Broncos. She has worked her way into a couple jams, but is also responsible for ending the Wolverines' big rally in the 4th inning, and has worked her way out of some jams. The Wolverines trying to hold on to this 4-run lead. They only need to shut down the Broncos for 1 more inning to do so, but of course, one way to not leave that up to chance would be to score 6 runs here in the bottom of the 6th and run rule their intra-state rivals, the Western Michigan Broncos. Might be a bit of a stretch to call them rivals, but it's always fun when 2 schools from the same state play each other. You get fans coming in from not only the home team, but the visiting team. And as we know, Western Michigan, not too far from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Sun still tall off behind the grandstand, behind home plate, still shining on the field. Has yet to set behind the buildings that compose this athletic complex. Ramiro now steps up to the plate. She is 0 for 2 with a walk today. The center fielder, Jenny Roan, takes a couple steps back as her name is announced by the PA man. The first pitch off speed in there for strike 1. Good work there by Sanchez, catching Romero off balance. So 0-1 now on Sierra Romero. Anissa Sanchez, the 0-1 pitch is taken, a fastball high and out of the zone. Romero works the count back to 1-1. Romero with 13 home runs and 40 RBI on the year. Hitting in the leadoff spot today. The 1-1 pitch swinging a fly ball, not deep, out to right field. The right fielder Crown shields her eyes from the sun and makes the routine play out there. So 1 up and 1 down for the Wolverines here to start the 6th inning. And up to bat now is Kelly Christner. Christner hit a home run just over the right field wall in the 4th inning and followed that up with a single up the middle in that same inning for the Wolverines. The first pitch she sees will be taken outside for a ball. Sorry, her single was actually down the right field line during that inning. But as it stands, she is 2 for 3 on the day, improving that .394 average. The 1-0 pitch from Sanchez, swinging a chopper back up the middle. That one's trouble, and that's a base hit for Kelly Christner, keeping her good day going strong. Christner now moves to 3 and 4 on the day. Chopped that one over the head of Sanchez and in between the middle infielders, Palmer and Gamboa. So with 1 out, 1 person on base, 1 woman on base for Sierra Lawrence. Stepping up to the plate, Lawrence 0 for 2 with a walk today. Hitting .392 heading into today's game, leading the Wolverines in at-bats. She'll take the first pitch off speed over the plate. on the outside corner for strike one, a called strike. Sanchez throwing some first pitch junk to the Wolverines hitters, not letting them pounce on her. Second pitch is a fastball high and out of the zone, and that's a pattern we saw with Romero as well. The count moves to 1-1 on Sierra Lawrence. Sanchez looks back to her infielders, now looks in, gets the signal. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and belted deep into right field. That one's already gone before I could finish the sentence. A line drive, laser out of the park to right field for Sierra Lawrence, a 2-run shot, and the Wolverines improve their lead to 8-2. Lawrence found one about belt high, got her hands through the zone, extended, got the barrel on the ball, and bat meet ball fly far. That's all there is to it. Lawrence adding to the Wolverines' lead with a home run. That is her 8th home run of the season for Sierra Lawrence, and Anissa Sanchez finally reaping some of the consequences for allowing batters to get on base for the Wolverines. Now up to bat is Tara Blanco. First pitch to Blanco is taken over the plate about belt high for strike one. Sanchez might have taken a bit off of that pitch. The Wolverines with 9 hits, 8 runs on the game. Blanco 1 for 3 with a homer. That off-speed pitch is lofted, a soft liner toward Gamboa at short. She will move a step to her left and make the catch. So 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 6th for the Wolverines as Kelsey Susala steps up to the plate. Susala hitting .379 on the season so far. She is 2 for 3 in today's game. Sanchez looks in, taking her time, shaking off signs, delivers the first pitch of the at-bat. It's a fastball just inside off of the plate, taken for a ball. Good eye by Susala. Now lifting the bat off of her shoulder. Outfielder shading the lefty Susala to pull. Center fielder Roan a couple steps to her right. The 1-0 pitch is taken off speed, caught the outside corner for strike one. So the count moves even to 1-1 on the lefty Kelsey Susala. Anissa Sanchez looks in. The 1-1 pitch, swinging a high fly ball pretty deep toward left field. Tracking back on it is Schaap, and she will field it toward left center, a couple steps in front of the warning track, and that will do it for the Wolverines in the 6th inning, but not until after they respond to Western Michigan's 2 spot with 2 runs of their own on the strength of a Sierra Lawrence 2-run shot over the right center field fence. The Wolverines heading into the top of the 7th, leading the Western Michigan Broncos 8-2 here at Alumni Field in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Michigan with 9 hits and 8 runs scored. They've also been the beneficiary of 2 Western Michigan errors. Western Michigan Broncos with 2 runs on 4 hits today. 3 of those hits came in their 2-run rally in the top of the 6th last inning against Haley Wagner. Up until that point, Wagner held this Western Michigan lineup almost totally dormant. Wagner will come back out on the mound to try to complete this game for her. She is scheduled to face this inning number 19, Haley Tebow, number 8, Anissa Sanchez, and number 4, Aspen Williams, who started the rally with a walk for Western Michigan last inning. She ended up scoring on Ivy Schaaf's double down the left field line. So the infielders confer at the mound along with the catcher, Aiden Falk. Exchange words of encouragement. The outfielders retreat to their positions. Wagner takes the hill, and up to bat now is Haley Tebow, 0 for 2 on the day for the Broncos. Wagner stares in. The first pitch of the at-bat taken for a called strike, a fastball, caught the outer edge, about thigh high. Tebow not even showing the slightest inkling of wanting to swing at that one. The 0-1 pitch now from Wagner, working quick, swinging a foul ball off of the face of Haley Tebow, and she is down on one knee. That's rough. Tebow does not have a cage on her helmet. It's hard to tell where exactly she took that one. Western Michigan coach ran out of the dugout now, running to get a medical kit, and from the Michigan sideline saying came someone with towels. It would appear that Tebow is bleeding, and it really is understandable. Wagner threw that one in there with a lot of velocity. Tebow fouled that one off of her hands, and it ricocheted pretty much directly off of her face. Tebow still down, receiving attention from several medical staff people here at Alumni Field. Over right off of second base, Carol Hutchins having a conference with her infielders as the injured player is receiving attention. Crowd still out here in pretty full force, especially for a Wednesday afternoon game. They have been for pretty much the whole game. And now Tebow looking like she's about to stand up and walk toward her dugout. Not much movement off of one knee as she is holding a towel to her face. From this angle, it's hard to tell where exactly that ball hit her. But definitely a somber mood here at Alumni Field now. Still waiting for Tebow to get up. I have to imagine that Western Michigan will be sending on a pinch hitter now for the injured player. Tebow now standing up, still holding a towel to her face, drawing applause from the crowd. And, that's something you never want to see, but when the game is being played at this level and pitches are being thrown that fast, sometimes injuries happen. So another Western Michigan player coming over to that other Tebow, walking off the field slowly, still holding an ice pack and a towel to her face. It could be that she took that one off of her nose. Walking into the Michigan dugout, I'm sure she will be taken away and will receive treatment. Now hitting for the Western Michigan Broncos is the left-handed first baseman Marley Wilson, who had previously not been hitting for herself in this one. Crowd just about silent here at Alumni Field. Grounds crew raking off home plate, smoothing out the terrain where Tebow had to take a knee after fouling one off of her face. Wagner back on the mound now. She will probably be permitted some warm-up pitches to try to get back in a rhythm. Wilson will step into the box with an 0-2 count on her. Marley Wilson hitting .065 on the season. She has 2 hits in 31 at-bats. The lefty Wilson not exactly facing the best pitcher when you want to get off the schneid, as the lefty Haley Wagner has, for the most part, been overpowering today. And we're about ready to get back underway here in the top of the 7th at Alumni Field. Haley Wagner looks in, gets the sign, the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. She got Wilson down on strike, so a bit unfair for Wilson to be thrown into that situation, but Haley Wagner able to complete the at-bat after a bit of a break and records the first out of the 7th inning, 2 outs away from a complete game for Haley Wagner. Wagner readies, throws the first pitch to Anissa Sanchez, soft line drive, fielded on one hop by Sanchez off of her glove, trickles away from her, and that's going to be an error by the shortstop Sanchez as Anissa Sanchez moves over to first base. Sorry, the shortstop Ramirez, my mistake. Ramirez ranging to her left, tried to field that soft grounder on one hop, but it had a lot of spin on it, and Ramirez not able to field it and exchange it to her glove cleanly enough. So now up to the plate for Western Michigan is number 1, Jordan Crown. First pitch is swung and missed. That one a fastball on the outer edge, low and away. Crown nowhere near on that swing. Sanchez down at first base, not getting much of a lead. Wolverines infield at double play depth. Corners shading in. The 0-1 pitch is fouled up and out of play over the protective screen behind home plate and beyond the bleachers. Out into the athletic complex where it will be picked up by someone and probably returned to play. The 0-2 pitch now from Wagner to Crown. Off-speed pitch low inside. Almost hit the batter Crown. Falk doing a good job to shield that ball with her body, block it from getting past her. So the count now moves to 1-2 with one out in the top of the 7th inning for Jordan Crown. Wagner looks in. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. She got Crown on strikes. Haley Wagner climbed the ladder there and took something off of that one as well, and Crown totally bewildered in the left side of the batter's box. So now with 2 outs, the Wolverines 1 out away from recording the win against the Western Michigan Broncos, and here to prevent it now is Sabrina Gamboa. The first pitch from Wagner is a strike on the outside corner, a fastball with a little bit of extra mustard on it on the outside corner at the knees. 0-1 count now on Sabrina Gamboa. Wagner sets, delivers, swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch low and off the plate outside. Wagner got Gamboa fishing for that one, and now ahead in the count. 0-2 will look to end this game with a bang. 0-2, 2 outs, top of the 7th. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a tapper foul toward the Wolverines dugout. Looked like the same pitch as last, an off-speed pitch low and away that it was all Gamboa could do to foul that one off. So here we go again. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wagner thrown 6 2/3 innings. Gotten plenty of strikeouts today, looking to close with one final one. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. She got her on strikes. Gamboa heads back to the dugout, and that will do it for this game here at Alumni Field. The Wolverines pull off a win on the strength of a complete game victory by Haley Wagner on the mound. 8-2 is your final here from Alumni Field. Some stars in this game, well, at least some home run hitters in this game for the Wolverines were Kelly Christner, who went 3 for 4 with her home run that started off the scoring. Sierra Lawrence with a 2-run homer to right field, and Tara Blanca with one of the hardest hit balls I have seen in a softball game, way, way beyond the center field fence. And the wind is blowing out into right center field, but that did not need the assistance of any wind. Haley Wagner, 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. A very strong performance from here, and the Wolverines will attempt to carry this game, the momentum from this game, and the momentum of their now 6-game winning streak into their weekend series against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Our next broadcast of Wolverine softball will be coming this Friday, March 27th at 4 p.m., and it will probably come via our Ustream site, so be sure to tune into Twitter. You can interact with us and follow us at WCBN Sports, or look at our Ustream channel at ustream.tv/channel/WCBN Sports for coverage of that softball game. But as for today, that's all we have for you. Be sure to tune into tomorrow's broadcast of the women's NIT basketball game live from Chrysler at 7:30 p.m. We will be covering that there on this same YouTube channel. But yeah, I guess that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Great game for the Wolverines. I'm Morris Fabry, and you've been listening to WCBN FM Ann Arbor's broadcast of Michigan softball. We will leave you with a good night and a Go Blue.